Hi, I'm Rachel with Do Yoga With Me, and I wanted to take a minute to talk about the different yoga styles that you might see on our site or out there in the world. So over the last, let's say, 30 years or so, there's been a lot of different yoga styles that have kind of crystallized. So let's start with Vinyasa. So the Vinyasa yoga style is usually a style that includes flowing postures. So we combine breath with movement to create a moving meditation. And often a Vinyasa yoga style will include what we call sun salutations, which is something we do at the beginning of the class to warm up the body. So in a Vinyasa class experience, you can usually expect to move in kind of a flowing way, and it might include more challenging postures. Now, the Hatha Yoga style has a lot of similarities to the Vinyasa, but generally speaking, Hatha is a little bit more accessible. So it'll often have modifications for every level of practitioner. The poses might be a little bit more static, which means you just kind of hold them for a longer period of time. Often we might cue a little bit more to the alignment of poses, and there'll be a little bit less flow. Ashtanga Yoga, which is a wonderful style, is a type of Vinyasa yoga, except for in Ashtanga, there is a set series of postures that you do every single time. So generally speaking, the Ashtanga practice starts off with your sun salutations, moves into standing poses, and then moves into a series of seated poses. So it tends to be a little bit more rigorous, but the teachers on our site will offer you plenty of modifications so that you're able to do it at any level. Moving into some more of the restorative styles, we have yin and restorative. And even though these can look similar from the outside, they actually are a little bit different. So the restorative yoga style is one that completely supports your body. So what you'll do is come into a pose. Oftentimes you'll use props to support your body weight. And it's really about calming and pacifying the nervous system. So if you're feeling a little stressed out, if you need to unwind, then a restorative practice is really going to hit the spot. Now, yin also does seated poses and usually holds them for a long time, but the intention of yin is usually a little different. The intention of a yin practice is often to get you into, say, a stretch, like a hip opener, a seated hip opener, and then hold you there for a long time, sometimes like 2 to 5 minutes. And the intention of that is to start to access and stretch the connective tissue of your body. So when we're in more of an active kind of style of yoga, we're really accessing the muscles. But in yin, we're targeting connective tissue, which means like the joint capsules, ligaments, and tendons, and adding a slow, kind of mindful stretch over time to allow those tissues to release. So yin, unlike restorative, can sometimes feel a little bit more intense because usually we're actively stretching or addressing the tissues of the body. So there you go. We have Vinyasa, Hatha, Ashtanga, restorative, and yin, all wonderful yoga styles. And I highly recommend that you try them all and kind of make them all part of your balanced yoga diet.